Hey guys, so I haven't had a chance to put a video out yet since I received my stem cell therapy, and I want to just start this off by saying thank you to everybody that donated to the tattoo raffle or just donated to me directly. We raised right at $4,000, maybe a little bit more, and that covered almost half the cost. So I really appreciate all you guys. Everybody is fantastic, and you don't know how much that means to my family. So with that being said, we traveled down to Clearwater, Florida, and it was like a 13-hour drive, 14-hour drive. The facility was super nice. The staff were super nice. When we got there, they put my family in like a private room. They took me to the back, and I had the type of stem cell therapy that I had was it was from my own brown fat in my midsection. So what they did was they took my family to the back into a private room. They then grabbed me, took me to the procedure room. They decided that right below my belly button was where most of my brown fat was. So that's where they made a really small incision, and then they stuck it looked like a damn turkey baster in my stomach and numbed it up with like 60 cc's or 80 cc's of lidocaine. And then after they did that, they took a needle that was about 8 or 10 inches. It was hollow in the middle, 8 or 10 inches long, and she performed, well, it wasn't a needle, it was like a miniature liposuction instrument. So they then sucked probably 100 cc's of brown fat from my stomach, and it felt crazy. It was like liquidy pink. I don't know, it was crazy. I really couldn't watch it. It was making me sick. I wanted to record it, but unfortunately, I guess for their purposes, I wasn't able to do that inside the institution. So I had planned on making a video on my way back home, but we just, that ride home was miserable, and then life picked back up when I got home, and I haven't really had a chance to make a video until now. I'm on my way to Ohio. I'm taking one of Katie's tattoo machines up here to Pinckney to get repaired, and I'm actually purchasing two new machines. So within like 3 or 4 days, since this has all been going on, my blood pressure is crazy. Like when I first got sick, my blood pressure would get like 100/50, and I'd feel really weak, and I'd feel like I was going to throw up and pass out. And then I started Wellbutrin, and I started the gabapentin, and I'm not sure if the Wellbutrin did it. I'm not sure if my body just kind of adjusted, but my blood pressure went back to normal. And normal for me, which is going to sound crazy, but before I got sick, my blood pressure used to run like 135/60, 140/65. Like top number's pretty high, bottom number's pretty low. And then since I started the Wellbutrin, my blood pressure's been like 145/90 and 150/100. Like it's been crazy. And then I'll stand up and it'll just bottom out. My heart goes crazy with the whole POTS thing. And man, my hips stay so swollen, my hands and my feet burn. I have terrible joint pain all over, and then sharp shooting pains in my head. I probably keep a migraine 3 or 4 days out of the week. So far, it's been, I guess, almost a month now, probably a month. I guess a month since I had it done. And I don't really feel much different right now. They told me that it could take up to 9 months. So the only real changes that I've seen is my neuropathy before this was pretty horrible. I haven't had any neuropathy in my hands or my feet since I had the procedure done. So maybe that helped that. And then 3 or 4 days after the procedure, my blood pressure was the best that it had ever been in like 6 or 7 months. It was like 116/65. So my blood pressure was perfect, and I think it's kind of staying lower than it was. But as far as feeling good, like my bones, I hurt literally down to the center of my bones, and I'm weak as fuck constantly. Like I don't know, it is super hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that a bug did this. Like I'm still second guessing it, and with the Lyme disease test, the blood test itself only tests for the antibodies that your body produces, and mine's been hit or miss. I've had a couple positives and a couple negatives, and You know, there are so many things that can cause dysautonomia and autonomic dysfunction that I'm like frantically. I'm so nervous that I've missed what has actually caused it, and I'm focused, you know, on the Lyme thing. But I mean, every single thing that I have had done has come back negative. I've not tested. The only autoimmune responses that my body has had is I tested positive for gastric peridial cell antibodies, which they say is caused by like H. pylori, which is treated by it's from a chronic H. pylori infection. So it's like if I didn't treat it, you know, which is completely like that's possible, like because at the federal prison a lot of those guys have H. pylori, so I could have definitely caught H. pylori there. I've had stomach issues since about 6 months starting up there. You know, I've kept heartburn, horrible heartburn, like Prilosec or Nexium won't help it. So I don't know, who knows, maybe I got that from there. And then my myocardial antibody test came back positive, and what that is basically it's like a tell-all sign that your heart has underwent significant damage. So it's like people that have heart attacks show positive for that, like people with like carditis can show it positive for that. And when I first got sick, if any of you have watched my other videos, you know that my heart rate was like 32 or 33 when I first got sick. And a lot of times Lyme can cause heart block, but heart block is detectable on an EKG machine. And all my EKGs were good, all my x-rays were good. But my doctor seems to think that because I tested positive for that, I have had Lyme carditis at some point, which is, I guess, basically swelling of the sac around my heart. So, I mean, it could be, it could not be. I know that, you know, I have terrible, like, condoritis in my chest. Like, my chest stays so sore. I have a spot on my back, literally like a spot on my shoulder blade, like right above my shoulder there, that stays numb. It's like a circle, and it'll just go numb. I have no idea why. So, I've got all this shit going on, but I've already seen, man, I've seen 2 neurologists, and I've seen a cardiologist, and I've been to my family doctor umpteenth times, and I went and seen rheumatology, and he tells me without a doubt that I don't have anything autoimmune related, that he feels like I don't have anything autoimmune related going on, which I agree. I think that if I did have something autoimmune related, it would have to be, you know, rheumatoid arthritis because of my joint pain, or lupus. Oh, and another thing, the myocardial autoantibody, I guess it can come back positive from rheumatic fever, which I wasn't in at all. So, I don't know, man. Like, I'm still looking, and I still want to go see specialists, and I'm supposed to go see endocrinology pretty soon. And I don't know, man. It's tiring because all my shit comes back normal, but I honestly feel so bad all the time. Like, literally every single day I feel horrible, and even when I feel good, like, it's not even close to what I was. So I don't know, man. I just I thought I'd update everybody. It's once again, like, I'm super appreciative of the donations, and for everybody that entered into the raffle. Like, it means a lot to me, and I hope that this stem cell stuff works. Maybe it's the reason that my hands and my feet stop burning, and maybe it'll just continue to help improve my symptoms. But I'll try to make another update in the next month or so. I appreciate everybody for watching.